Welcome to the coffee cup. No, I'm joking. Okay. We're here to kind of talk about Mr. and Miss LCU, and I want to explain to you what Mr. and Miss LCU, the award, is based on, and why you guys were selected for that. The Mr. and Miss LCU nominees are chosen based on their academic performance, character, service to this campus, and should be students who best represent the ideals of the university, which are learning, character, and citizenship. I think you all embody these qualities, and so for the sake of this video, what I'm going to do is kind of ask you some questions, and I just want you guys to chime in whenever you have an answer, and we'll just kind of have a conversation. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay. First one is this. What was your favorite activity?
Mine was summer camps. Summer camps were my favorite thing, Encounter and Champion, because I got to know counselors and kids, and church camp's my favorite thing. So,
I think mine was spending time with the guys in Hard Travelers. That's something that was very unique to us, and we just had an awesome time. Secondly, I loved hunting skunks.
Do you want to explain that?
I would. I would. There was a skunk problem on campus, as I'm sure all of you realize, and I took it upon myself to try to, defend our campus against those imposters. And I set up traps, and me and John Little and a couple of other people slayed many in our time. So, it was wonderful.
I think my favorite activity on campus was social clubs. I really enjoyed being involved in not just mine, but interactions with other clubs and getting to build relationships through all of the activities we had.
Truly and honestly, orientation was a blast. Being leaders, I've done it for 3 years now, and would not trade that week for anything. And the relationships and getting to meet those freshmen and just the energy that's on this campus during that first week is unbelievable.
How you answer this question you can't get in trouble for it. So I want you to be, especially with your parents and loved ones in the audience, I want you to be as honest as possible so they get a glimpse of what your college experience was like. But what was your craziest experience in college, or maybe what was the experience that you had the most fun doing?
No, yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll pass.
Lauren?
I didn't have any fun.
Okay, well, awesome. Well, my favorite experiences, maybe living in W2A right in front of Karson and beside Lauren. And
that was not my favorite part. I don't get very much sleep.
I do like the stereo. The fun times with friends in their residence, just living on campus. Man, living on campus was the best thing for me in my college career.
Well, something that happened fairly recently is that I broke the window of the caf.
Tim, how did you do that?
I don't know. I was outside. I was chunking the ball. We were playing a little catch, and I underthrew the ball, and it bounced up on the concrete, and it hit the window. And I was like, "Please don't let this window be cracked." We look over there at the window, and it's cracked. And it still is. It still is right now.
Is this your confession?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, this one might be a little harder. Who do you look up to on our campus? Or who's one of your mentors, or a couple of your mentors on campus?
For me, I've kind of grown to know Brian Starr. That guy just defines to me what it is to be a leader, because he's so down to earth and he has so much power. He's the vice president of our school, but he knows me.
I think mine's Dr. Susan Blassingame. I probably talked more about her than I did any student to my parents my freshman year of college. But she's the most amazing person I've ever met in my entire life, and I can say that wholeheartedly. I respect her more than I respect any teacher on campus. But she's just been a huge part in pushing me to become a better student in a way that I didn't really think was possible. My freshman year, I took African American literature, and our final was in her house. She cooked us breakfast. It was an amazing experience to just sit around and eat breakfast and talk about African American literature. And I just feel like I can't say enough about her. She's my favorite person on campus.
That's how I feel about Jessica Rogers. She has been so cool to watch, because I worked for her a couple semesters in the labs as her TA, And it was really cool to see her balance family and being a mom, because she has 3 really young boys, and being a wife, and then being a teacher. And it was kind of cool to see, because that's what I want to do. You know, I want to be a teacher, but I also want to have the family that she does. And so she's definitely somebody that I would want to model my teaching after, is the way that she is. So
I kind of look up to Dr. Crockett in that way. She's just always, you know, planning new things and building new things and pushing me to ask questions and figure out what I want to do with my life.
One person I would like to bring up is your dad.
Jerry
Shelton.
Oh, please.
Absolutely.
Oh, please.
Yeah, you take him for granted because he's your dad, for goodness sake. No, that guy, he's pretty phenomenal. Inspiring, he's on fire for Christ. He's, you know, every time I talk to him, you know, we're always talking about God and how we can become better stewards of what we have. And I mean, it's just phenomenal to have those conversations here on campus in such a professional environment. To know that you can go to your personal biases and figure out where someone's been and where you want to go. Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's not you, it's your father.
but you'll get there.
So you will. You will.
Thanks.
You will.
How do you see God working on our campus?
I think through like the faculty and staff that we've just talked about. I mean, a teacher will be writing something on the board and something will just come out of their mouth, and I'll just think like, I'm being spiritually encouraged in a math class.
Lauren and I are in the same Spanish class, and Senora Pettis teaches us Spanish through the Bible. We recite Bible verses that incorporate the lessons that we just had, and I love that. And she starts classes with a prayer, and that isn't only just welcome, it's encouraged.
I've seen God work through the relationships that I've built. We have such a network of people, and to me, that's a network of prayer people. You know,
Yeah.
I remember when Jerrod went through all of his stuff our freshman year.
Absolutely.
The campus circle. I mean, the prayers going up were crazy, and
I'll bring it up because Ashlyn just touched on it. I went through this situation my freshman year. I'd only been at LCU for six weeks, and I'm in the hospital. I remember this is kind of cool. My dad got a call while we were in the hospital, and it was actually Tim right here calling my dad. And my dad said, hello. He didn't know who the number was, and Tim's like, hey, Jerrod Shelton, this is Tim, and just want to let you know that we have over 100 students out here in the mall area singing and praising God, and my dad could hear the singing in the background. That's the way God works, and it's just through all the people here.
I think that's a word that we keep coming back to, is community. That's really what makes LCU stick out to everyone, is that this is a community of believers.
So how has your life been changed by LCU?
I guess for me, they helped me, grasp and understand potential I didn't even know I had. LCU sent me across the nation to figure out what I was made of. And man, I just hear about other stories, classes of 300 people. And they're just turning people out, trying to get them out of the system. And that's not the way it is here.
And you hit on it a little bit. I mean, in this school, we're not just a number. We're a name. And we actually have something to look forward to.
that's definitely something for me too. I came in as a communications major, and now I want to be a teacher, and it's because of the teachers that I've seen. That's what I see that, and that is a passion that I want. I want what they have, and I want to be that for somebody else.
I've changed a lot. I'm sure we all can say that we've changed, but I came in from high school, and I didn't really have a lot of relationships I would consider deep, or even any relationships that were built on Christian principles. And so I came to LCU really looking for bonds. I remember meeting Laura my freshman year, and we hated each other. She thought I was trying to steal Karson away from her.
She always does.
And now we live together. She's my best friend, and I get to be in her wedding, and I can't wait. And I just feel hugely blessed to have met people that not only love me, but love God, and that's really changed my life.
So, what advice would you give an incoming freshman student?
Don't forget to call your mom. I didn't for like 2 months, and it was bad. Don't forget your home. I did, and it was something that I know really hurt my mom's feelings.
She's watching this, so you could tell her you're sorry.
I'm sorry, Mom.
It's cliche, but get involved. Man, there are so many opportunities, and we may not have as many as like a state school, different little cliques and everything, but each group has invested time and has great people involved in it, and you can find an interest and you can get plugged in and you can see changes in your life and you meet people. Don't be shy. I mean, if you're a shy person, just find another shy person. Y'all do something together. And
Y'all be shy together.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with even trying something and finding out you hate it.
Yeah.
I hate praise choir. I hate it. I hate it, but I tried it. I tried it. And now I know that that's not for me. So,
Dr. Camp's probably here too. You can tell Dr. Camp you're sorry too.
It's okay. I think he hated my voice as well.
That's awesome.
My advice, and Josh will probably appreciate this, is that just because you're in college does not give you an excuse to do something stupid. That you just, and I wish that I would have learned that. I would probably need to apologize to my mom too. But I wish I would have learned that early, because sometimes you think that, oh, well, I'm young and I'm in college, so I can do whatever I want, and you will regret it.
Okay, here's our last question for the night, okay? What will you never forget about LCU?
Well, you know, this semester, because of work, I'm excused from chapel every single day. But what I've noticed as we're nearing the end of this, one of my last semesters, I'm finding myself going as much as I can. And I think it's because I know it's almost done, and I'm going to miss that so much.
You know, I grew up hearing stories about LCU. My great-great-granddad was a donor for the first groundbreaking. My great-granddad was, and then my grandparents met here. My mom and dad met here, and here I am, and I've met my wife. And just I'm going to remember the dedication. And I hear stories about Dr. Maddox and how everyone gave up most of whatever they could have as an educator and invested into this place.
That's awesome. I think that the neat part is you are all a part of that legacy now. You're a blessing to this place. And I hope when you walk across that stage or when you reflect on your time here, you remember that. I don't think it's so much what the school has done for you, more as what you've done for this place and the lives that you've touched and the students that you've come in contact with.